So far, 2 power questions. Where did the universe come from? They do not have a real answer. How did life originate? They cannot answer that one. Well, let's go to power question number 3, the fossil record. Oh, Mike, we don't have enough time to do the fossil record. There's books this thick on fossils. Can I show you how to do the fossil record in about 5 to 6 minutes? See, what it is, it's about asking the right questions. Asking the right questions. So let's look at the fossil record. There's our typical picture we have in textbooks, with the least complex creatures on the bottom, and as we move up, we get more and more complex. But you don't have to go there. Just go to the bottom layers, the Pre-Cambrian layers and the Cambrian layers. Why all the way down to the bottom? Because what we find down there are fossils of single cells. And we also find fossils of very complex creatures like trilobites, seashells, jellyfish. So we go from the single cell to very complex. Now, what I'm putting up here is a chart. On the vertical, I have time. On the horizontal, I have something called morphology. What in the world is morphology? Anybody have that? Means you have shape. Means you have some shape. Now, I know some of you may not have any morphology until you've had that first cup of coffee, but I'm not going to talk about it here. Then down the middle, I have a dotted line separating the Pre-Cambrian and the Cambrian. Now, let's go through this. Darwinian model. We start with that first cell, and then that first cell branches off this whole tree of life. Stop right there. If you let that conversation go, you've just agreed with evolution. Because there's a hidden assumption in there. Anybody see the assumption? We start with the first cell. You stop the conversation right there. Where did that first cell come from? Learn to control the conversation. Do not let assumptions go by. Because that's what evolution is full of. Assumptions. Catch them. Make them explain that first cell, because they can't. And if they can't explain the first cell, the conversation's over as far as I'm concerned. They just lost. Until they give me that first cell, I'm not going to let them talk about anything on the tree of life. But let's go from here. They got that tree of life. Now, if evolution is true, if it's really, really true, since we do find fossils of single cells, we should find fossils of 2-cell, 10-cell, 100-cell, 1,000-cell, million-cell creatures. We should find all these transitions in there. But the fact is, what we find are no transitions. We find these complex creatures like jellyfish and seashells appearing in the fossil record with 0 transitions leading up to them. At the foundation of the fossil record, the whole fossil record supports the Bible and not evolution. That's why it's important to go to the foundation questions. Based on the evolution model, the entire foundation for Darwinian evolution, the fossil record is missing. Oh, wait a minute, Mike. My textbook has pictures of transitions. Right in there, it's got pictures of whales with legs. Yes, they do. They do have pictures with whales with legs, drawn by artists. Oh, Mike, I know as a fact they found a 4-inch bone on one of these whales, and it used to be a leg. Do you know what a 4-inch knob is on a 70-foot long creature? That's not a leg, folks. That's a pimple. And we've examined these fossils, and that 4-inch bone was never a leg. It is even attached to the right place. It is part of the reproductive part of that whale. Total misinterpretation of the fossil record, again, by the evolutionists. So it's missing. Therefore, why should I accept evolution when you cannot produce the evidence? I already have a faith. Tell me about your faith, and I'll tell you about my faith. And tell me what your faith in evolution has to offer me, and I'll tell you what my faith in Jesus Christ has to offer you. Again, we're back to the gospel, where the power is. Therefore, it is logical and reasonable to believe that God, not an offense, created all life after its kind. Again, we have a logical and reasonable faith. We know who created, what was created, how it was created, when it was created, and how long it took to create. Okay. First 3 power questions. Origin of the universe, they do not have a good answer. Origin of life, cannot answer that. Where are all the transitions? No answer.